All right, well, pro-Palestinian students staged a walkout during Duke University's graduation ceremony this past Sunday while Jewish comedian Jerry Seinfeld was delivering his commencement speech. Some students shouted "Free Palestine" while others held Palestinian flags. The crowd gave mixed reactions at best, cheering and booing being heard. Here's the video.
Jerry is also serving as our commencement speaker today.
Yeah, here with me now to discuss this act of anti-Semitism at Duke is Turning Point USA contributor Morgonn McMichael. Morgan, good to have you back on a Friday as always. Look, how is it that these people have been raised to the point that it's not just that they say death to Israel. They get together and scream death to America. And I realized a lot of the agitators, this is more like the rent-a-riot crowd. They just go to wherever the party is. They don't actually go to school at these places. They just show up, eat pizza, and, put on their face masks and whatnot. But how did we get to this point that even half the people in these protests are students? I mean, did we forget to educate a whole generation?
I know, it's really sad to see how many of these pro-Palestinian protesters are now taking it to the college graduation stage. Mind you, this is an entire generation graduating college that never got to experience a high school graduation due to the pandemic, and now they're facing backlash because of a war overseas that doesn't necessarily concern college students in America. And this is the problem with the thought crimes of continuing to push the ideologies of Marxism in our public education system to where then they go to college, and this is apparently progressive and good. Mind you, Jerry Seinfeld is also a Jewish comedian in Hollywood, so really no one in Hollywood is safe. And you could see by the look on his face, he was kind of uncomfortable trying to talk to the students. It's a commencement speech. I just think the time and the place for these protests is completely just off the table. Like, it shouldn't be happening.
I mean,
and it's just rude.
Can you imagine? I mean, you go and you spend however much money to graduate from a four-year university, or maybe you're getting your MBA, or maybe you're getting a doctorate. Yeah. And you've spent all of this time and all this sweat, blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point, to have this degree, and your family's there, and it's a really important day, and you got these clowns that want to talk about something that has absolutely nothing at all to do with the graduation at hand. I would find it infuriating myself.
Yeah, it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful behavior from these college graduates. And I've seen many other protests happening on college campuses. And I think that these students should be expelled and they shouldn't receive their degrees because it's so disrespectful to not only their other classmates, the faculty, the staff, the universities. And I myself am someone who dropped out of college and believes that college is a scam. But for those who are hardworking and are getting their degrees, they still should be honored for getting an education when it's something worthwhile. I want to add also, Jerry Seinfeld was being honored for a honorary doctorate, and I just think it's entirely disrespectful behavior and anti-Semitic of these people to do this to a Jewish man.
Completely agree. Now, I want to switch gears a little bit. I want to cowboy up a little bit because I also saw the group of young women taking a lawsuit against their sorority to an appeals court after a judge dismissed the case against their sorority for admitting a biological man into the group who identifies as a woman, so he's got a cross-dresser in their house. And they said, no. There it is, University of Wyoming, the Cowboys. Yeah, cowboy up, just like I said. They're saying, no, we're going to put the spurs in this one and ride it a little bit farther. What do you say about it?
I just don't understand why the university is going after the biological women in this sorority. As a former sorority woman myself, nothing makes me angrier than seeing a biological man being admitted into the sorority, being able to live in this sorority house among biological women. And the women even stated how uncomfortable this man was making them feel. So now you have an entire group of women whose feelings are completely unvalidated, and they're being told that they need help and that they're the problem. This sorority also changed their voting system and their bylaws just to allow this man to enter their chapter because, this is the next new thing, was men taking over women's spaces. In addition, they changed their voting system, and they said that the bylaws didn't identify what a woman is like we need a definition in the first place. So this is just completely damaging to these women, and now they're having to fight in the appeals court just so they can be heard in our justice systems and say, hey, sororities are women's only safe spaces.
But I'm glad they are fighting it. You know,
They are.
I tip my hat, my cowboy hat, to the women of the University of Wyoming. Look, they don't have to put up with that stuff. If you can't explain what a woman is and you're in college, you might want to go back to elementary school. Morgan, I always appreciate you being here. Yeah, I mean, first grade biology class. All right. Morgan, as always, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.